Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again with another review, scene review. This time it's a Freeware one. Again, we're back in the African continent, and we're in Namibia, and we're looking at Windhoek, Hosea, Kutako International Airport, Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel. This is a Freeware scenery by Chak 991. That's Charlie Hotel Alpha Kilo 991, who's a developer on Flightsim.to. We're looking at version 1.1, which was released in late March for the PC version of Flightsim2020. Again, no mention this time, unfortunately, as to whether it's available or whether it works with Xbox. Download is just 7.5 meg, and it installs at 35.6 meg, so it's a reasonable size. There's quite a lot to see here, but you do need additional files. So to see all the features, you need the following world updates to be already installed: World Update Spain, World Update Canada, and the World Update Nordic. Additionally, you also need some additional little utility files: Mike's Asset Pack, Wombi Actual EN Asset Pack, and the Animated Human 3D Models Pack as well. I'll put links in the description below where you can get those, because they're available free from Flightsim.to, but they allow you to see the various humans and bits and pieces that enhance the airport itself. It looks really nice. It's a lovely little Freeware airport, one massive runway over 14,000 feet and a smaller cross runway that you can see there. Windhoek was used to be a refueling stop many years ago for flights from the UK or Europe down to South Africa, Johannesburg. But it's got quite a history behind it, and we'll do some of it. No jetways at the airport yet. They're all sort of open stands, and it's all been faithfully recreated by the developer. So anyway, let's look at some history. Okay, Hosea Kutako International Airport, also known as HKIA, Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel is the ICAO code, is a public use airport operated by Namibia Airports Company, and is the main international airport of the African state of Namibia, serving its capital city Windhoek. Located east of the city, some 28 miles or 45 kilometers, it is Namibia's largest airport with international connections. Founded in 1965, the airport, formerly known as J.G. Strijom Airport, which was then named after the former nationalist Prime Minister of South Africa, was later renamed after the country's independence in 1990 in honour of Hosea Kutako, a Namibian national hero. Hosea Kutako International Airport was the main hub for Air Namibia, the national airline. Until recently, the absence of limited direct international flights to Windhoek had forced passengers to fly via Johannesburg's Tambo Airport or Cape Town International Airport, resulting in additional transit visa costs, visa processing time taken by the respective embassies, and longer travel time. There are around 46 direct flights weekly between Hosea Kutako International and Tambo Airport in South Africa. Menzies Aviation, an international company registered in the UK, was awarded ground handling service operations contract at Hosea Kutako International Airport in November 2013. Condor Airlines introduced flights between Frankfurt and Windhoek since November 2014. Since 2016, Qatar Airways, Royal Dutch Airlines KLM, and Ethiopian Airlines have also started flying to Windhoek. As of October 2017, around 315 flights depart and land at Windhoek weekly. The airport handled over 1.5 million passengers in 2016. In February 2021, Air Namibia, which maintained its home base and the hub at the airport, ceased operations. In November the same year, Westair Namibia, the parent company of Fly Westair, rebranded to Fly Namibia. Though there are few services available near the field, the Sungate Namibia Business Park is being constructed just outside the airport, which would include car rental facilities, airline catering, truck stop and a bureau de change. Improvements to the terminal building have been recently refurbished, duty-free restaurant, tax refund facilities and a public parking area. In February 2014, Namibia Airports Company acquired 11 Merce Rhino fire vehicles, of which 2 are assigned to the airport itself, which is also classified as a Category 9 airport. This classification exceeds the requirements of ICAO's international safety standards. Currently around 8 airlines operate into and out of Windhoek, including Ethiopian, Fly Namibia, Qatar Airways and South African Airways. And some 4 cargo airlines also operate into and out of Windhoek. So that does it for some history for you. As you can see, it's a nice airport with a massive long runway that sits in a very flat plain, it's a really interesting position actually, and yet another African airport to fly into. So let's have a look at runways. And once again, we've lowered the lighting so you can get a good look at the runway and its lighting. So Windhoek operates 2 runways, one main runway and a smaller one. The main runway, 0826, measures 14,990 feet or 4,569 meters in length and is made from asphalt. The smaller runway, 1634, measures just 5,000 feet or 1,524 meters and is also made from asphalt. We're looking down the main runway, the 26 end at the moment, and the smaller one just crosses there. The main runway, 0826, features high-intensity runway lighting system, high-intensity airfield lighting system and precision approach path indicators on both sides of the runway. So we're looking at runway 26 at the moment. You can see we've got the approach lighting and the high-intensity airfield lighting, but it's only showing PAPIs on the left side. It should be on both sides, and that's at both ends. We'll have a look at let's have a look at runway 08. So here we are looking at runway 08, and as you can see, you've got the same high intensity approach lighting system. We've got the PAPIs, but again we've only got 1 on the left side when there should be 2 on both sides. Runway 26, which was the other end we looked at a moment ago, has a standard instrument landing system, an RNP approach option and a circling VOR approach option. Runway 08 that we're looking at the moment features an RMP approach option only. There are no published approach options for runway 1634. Both SID and STAR routes feature at the airport, and there is high ground above 10,000 feet to the east and west of the field. Let's go and have a look at runway 1634. So here we're looking down the throat of runway 16, which features high intensity runway lighting only, and you can see that here. We've also got stop lighting here too on the threshold. Let's have a quick look at 34, the other end. So here we are looking down the threshold of runway 34 at the other end. Runway 34 features high intensity runway lighting, which you've got there, and precision approach path indicators on both sides of the runway. Again, we're showing only the PAPIs on the left and not both sides. So everything looks fine. But bear in mind, runway 3416 is quite short, just 5,000 feet, and arguably sort of daylight approaches only really. And bear in mind the airport lies at an elevation of 5,641 feet, and the airport lies at the GMT UTC +2 hours time zone. They don't operate daylight saving time, so at the moment the airport is 1 hour ahead of the UK. When we go into winter, when the UK goes back to GMT, it will be 2 hours ahead. So that does it for runways. As I said, everything looks fine. The only thing is the PAPIs need to be on both sides. It's the only correction I can see that's needed. Let's bring the light up to date and have a close look at this airport. Okay, so we'll start with some quick shots even of the local ramp and how it's been done. Remember, this is Freeware, and actually the modelling is really quite good. I apologise for the British Airways Phoenix A320 sitting there, but there you go, it's the aircraft I had loaded at the time. But as you can see, this is a lovely little view here. We're at the middle of the day, it's just after midday here. Got a nice ramp, nice texturing, and some nice sort of mobile people around. You've got other details and hangers up there in the other direction as well. Looks really, really nice. Even the buildings are textured, which is good here. So here's a close-up look at some of the fire tenders that were mentioned. And here you can see some animated people. And some of these vehicles and people are what you get when you add the other additional files we mentioned. As you can see, the modelling is really nice. Everything is very clear and crisp. The palm trees, the roadway, the little bits and pieces lying around. It's really nice. Another look at the front end of the terminal there. It's just lovely. It's a really, really nice thing to look at. Modelling's been done really nice. And here, looking at the other end, the modelling is just as good as previously. We've got some nice vehicles, one or two animated people. And here's the control tower and various buildings nearby. Again, lots of airport clutter. All looks really good. So here, look at the control tower lower level from the outside, and you can see some modelling in there. And here's the upper level, and you can see some modelling in there. Unfortunately, we can't go inside because we get bumped onto the roof if we attempt to enter either the upper or the lower level. But it's not a problem, it's fine, it's been done, which is great. And there's a look at the airside part of the terminal there. Now, where my aircraft is exactly how it would be. The aircraft's taxi and then turned round and faced outwards so they can taxi out when they're full. Buses take passengers to the aircraft. Here are a couple of them here. And you've got various bits and pieces here. Terminal looks really nicely modelled. And here are a couple of the people that you get animated when you get the additional animated humans. This guy's talking on his phone. As you can see, it's a senior first officer having a good chinwag on the telephone there. And here you've got two guys talking away on the airside ramp. So all looks very nice from airside. No problems with parking when you guys come in during the daytime. You're going to be treated to quite a nice view here. And the control tower looks good, and from this distance here you can see the way the lighting is with the glass. You get this effect where you can see bits and pieces, and it looks like it's occupied as such. And a very well modelled building. So let's go landside and have a look now. So there's a view landside. You can see the trees, the car park, some animated people, even a guy down by his car here. Some buses, lots of little animations around which just make this work. So you've got a young lady examining the back of her car there. Another chap on his mobile phone and somebody else ambling around the car park. And here we are outside one of the entrances to the terminal. We've got a police officer, a couple of police officers there chatting away. And they're looking in the other direction there. And we've got a young lady chatting away on her phone as well. But again, nice modelling that adds some nice features to the landside part of the terminal here. And here we are looking further on. You can see there's an open restaurant there, lots of various people, some static, some moving, which gives some kind of atmosphere here. I think it looks lovely. Some great foliage here, and the trees, again, that give this airport some kind of ambience about it. So a couple of people sitting down enjoying the sunshine. And one or two other people here. And standing outside here, look, you've got some more animations. They all look really quite good actually. You add these people and it just works. And there's a little outside restaurant with various people talking to each other and generally milling about. And this is really good. You've got a couple of children playing there, being filmed by their parents. And there's an overall view looking back towards the landside part of the terminal. And here you can see the airport does extend further on. You've got more car parking. It's all covered because it gets really hot out here. And again, various people animations around, which you can have a look at if you wish. It looks great. There's another view there. A couple more people sitting down enjoying the sunshine. And it looks as though there are a couple of people having a little bit of a remonstration with a police officer there. Notice the signs, various placed around the airport. They're all really good, higher definition, so they look really, really good. So you've got various off-airport buildings that extend right out. It just looks good. It's a lovely little airport, nicely modelled. Nothing fancy, but it just looks the part. Here you've got a gated entrance guarded by a military person. And here you've got the compound that was guarded by that military person, the gated area. So again, some more animated people. Looks really, really nice. And a higher level look from landside showing you the fuel farm with various fuel trucks, containers, all sitting around. Looks good. And again, you've got a military guy, this time talking on a radio by the entrance gate. So coming out to this end, various bits of clutter, building works, other bits and pieces. And looking at the rear of this hangar, and there's the front of the hangar, and you've got another couple of buildings further on there. While we're here, let's just have a look at the runways and taxiways. Some really nice concrete shoulder work done here. And as you can see, you've got the blue airfield edge lights which denote the airfield. So even though in the darkness there's no centerline lighting, you're going to be relying on your nose gear light, but you should easily see the exits and entry from the runway here. We're missing runway markation signs here. There should be red signs to show the runway, but I'm sure that'll be added at some point in the future. But again, you've got various turn-off signs here. There's one, for example. We're just missing the runway red demarcation signs that go either side of the entry point here. But as you can see, a really good runway texture. It looks well sort of burnt there, which you'd expect in the hot African sun. There you've got the windsock on the side there, and the turning circle here for you to line up on the runway. There we are looking down the runway. You can see a little bit of a slope in the far distance. Here we've got the pappies on the left. We need them on both sides. So at the moment, the only updates I'd like to see to this for the developer, if he's watching this, is to have the pappies added to the right side of the runway at both ends. And also the runway entry signs here in red that are lit up at night, so you know you're going onto a runway, a live runway. So here you can see a quick look off airport, and you see you've got some various buildings and bits and pieces here that just add to the sort of ambience of it all. It's very, very nice airport, well modelled, looks great in the daytime. Okay, let's turn the light down to dusk and have a look at the lighting here. Okay, 6:40 PM and the sun's literally just dipped below the horizon. And here we are looking at the main airside ramp. The lighting's not huge, but it does okay. It does reasonably well. The lighting's nice and subtle here, but the ramp lighting isn't fantastic. Not really sure why that is. Let's get a little closer and see what lamp stands there are. Okay, looking a little bit closer here, you can see we've got these big lamps here that light up the area directly in front of the terminal by the road. They extend out, and arguably they probably give you enough light, but you're going to be relying on your taxi and nose gear lights once you leave to taxi out for the runway. So there we are looking out towards the runway. You can see the blue edge lights, which will help. But your nose gear light should allow you to follow the yellow lines, which are properly placed, so you can then go onto the runway and then taxi up and do the turn for the takeoff. And similarly for your arrivals. But as you can see, some more really nice subtle night lighting. It's a really good thing about Flightsim 2020. It just looks really wonderful in the darkness hours when it's properly done. Here's the control tower end. Again, some nice lighting, very nicely provided. And here's a close-up look at the tower. And again, because the glass is modelled nicely the way it is, you can see inside. Would have been nice to see one or two people, but obviously, as you say, you can't actually go in because you get bumped off. But it does look really nice. And again, some nice window effects there. And some window effects there, and some more bits and pieces lying around. And generally, airside looks really good. And a quick look at this end. Again, some nice subtle lighting, nothing fantastic, but it works. So looking landside, there's the fuel farm, and there are the various covered car parking areas. And there's our friend down there, the army guy with the base, and the other one on the left. Just take a little tour here, landside. The lighting's not bad at all. So the kids are still playing, but it looks really nice. Yeah, we've got Asobo globes all over the place, but no complaints really. It's really good. As you can see, the terminal looks very good as well. So there you can see you've got the illusion of what's sort of in the inside of the terminal, though it's not really developed in any way. But remember, this is a freeware scenery, and the guy up, I believe, is still learning the ropes, as it were. It just looks great. You've got another really interesting little airport here that's got some nice detail and lots of things for you to look at. And there's another look just across the landside area towards the airport itself. Looks great. Looks really good. Okay, let's bring it down to night time and have a look. Okay, just after 10 PM local time, and as you can see, the darkness is really well upon us. Interestingly enough, the lighting has come up a little bit more, which is what happens at most airports, but it does make this look just a little bit better. You've got a little bit more ramp light in the darkness hours here than you do at dusk, for example. So a little bit of a higher view there. You can see the taxiway that goes out towards the runway. So once you leave the stand, use your nose gear light to find your way onto the taxiway. You go out onto the runway and then you make your turn ready for takeoff. And the reverse is true when you land. But all in all, a really, really nice view. Some nice lighting. It just looks good. And a quick look out to runway 26. This is the one equipped with an ILS. And again, you've got your taxiways that you can see quite clearly. No centerline lights, but shouldn't be a problem really. Nose gear should take care of all of that. Here's the cross runway that you can see, just kind of makes it here. So here's dawn, just after 7 AM, and you can see the whole place is bathed in the early morning sunrise. It looks really nice, very, very nice indeed. The whole place just has a really nice atmosphere. And looking towards the rising sun, and here you can see a good view of the cross shorter runway. Okay, the early morning daylight is upon us, just after sort of 8:30 in the morning. Time to give you my thoughts and conclusions. Remember, this is freeware, costs you nothing at all. And these people that do these sceneries, their skills are wonderful, and they take the time out to create this at their own expense, effectively. And I, for one, think they are brilliant. They're to be applauded in every case. This is a really, really nice little scenery. as I say, Namibia, there's nothing out there as far as I know for Namibia, and so this kind of rectifies that. You've got a full airport here with pretty much everything as it should be. The only things that are missing, there should be 2 sets of pappies either sides of all of the main runway 0826, and you're missing the runway entry signs here and here, for example, where you've got the stop lines. There should be red signs either side with the runway name, so that you know, see them before you basically enter. Those are the only 2 things, little faults I can find with it. But we're in version 1.1, so there's every possibility this gentleman will work on 1.2, maybe add those and update things a little bit more. But it's a lovely little airport at the moment, really, really well done, and it's a place to fly into. I would certainly do this, and yeah, and what can I say, it's free. It's a great little airport. So there you go, guys. Windhoek, Hosea, Kutako International Airport, Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel. A freeware scenery by developer Chak991. This is version 1.1 for the PC. Download 7.5 meg, installs at just over 35 megs. It's available from Flightsim.to, and it's free. The only thing to add to you, and I'll put these things in the description below, in order to see all the little features that are part of this project, you need to have the following world updates installed: World Update Spain, World Update Canada, World Update Nordic. And additionally, you also need certain files found free on Flightsim.to, and they are Mike's Asset Pack, Wombi Actual EN Asset Pack, and the Animated Human 3D Models Pack. Again, links in the description below, guys, for you to grab those and simply install them all into the community folder. It's a very nice little airport, and really caught my eye when I saw it. So congratulations to the developer for doing it, and thanks go to him, and hopefully he'll improve it still further. So there you go, folks. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, wrapping up another review, this time of a freeware scenery that's well worth the effort, by the way. Go and grab it if you like flying into Africa, and enjoy. So thanks for joining me. I will see you in the second review later this week, hopefully, and be advised, basically from the week April 17th through till about the end of April, I will be offline. Normal service and videos will resume on the 1st of May. So thanks for subscribing, thanks for following and watching my videos and listening to my blurb. I hope it's of some help. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye for now, and happy Easter.